Well, hey everyone, it's Black Chow here. Before I even start, I want you all to know that I am going to do the Build-A-Bird video, like I'm working on it now. The only thing is, if you even know, it's about 150 people that show up to this. I think it's now in Germany this time around, and it's over 100. It's 150 people, I think, or a little bit more. But I am going to do the video, even if it means it gets released after the thing is over. It doesn't matter because one time, I'm actually going to tell you a story. One time I was actually at my job. This is recently, like it was less than a year ago, and I was just outside, just standing around, and I was actually on the phone, and this white guy walked past. It was just, people, because I work in New York City, and it was just people walking, and I saw this guy. It was this white guy. He was just very average, below average. I mean, I'm not like trying to rate people's appearance, but I'm just saying, like, if you saw this person, you wouldn't have even thought or think or anything like that. It's not a memorable face, other than it looked maybe psychopathic a little bit, but you know. But when I saw the guy, I immediately had recognized him from the last video I did about Bilderberg. And when I saw him, I knew it was him, and it was crazy. And I was actually on the phone. I mean, and I was at my job. I mean, I would have probably heckled him a little bit, but I didn't. But I did see him that day, and that was less than a year ago, and that was when I knew it was like a sign that I had to, do it again. I had to continue to do it because it literally. How else would you have known if you saw this guy? It positively identified these people who are a part of this uh, inverted pyramid, satanic new world order, antichrist reign on earth, or you know. Um, and so I saw the guy, and again, I just knew it was a sign. So again, I'm going to do it. I think that the other thing that these videos do, just not mine, but like other people's videos who like expose this type of stuff, I think that they also help people who have been um, like, abused by these people, or um, whatever. Like, a lot of them, a lot of people who are a part of, who have been ritualized or satanic ritual abuse, etc. Like, when they see videos like this, they can identify some of the people that they see in at rituals sometimes. So I think that the videos have many uses, but I know, and I am gonna do the one that's currently going on. I've seen a few people actually. I also saw Bill Gates one time recently as well. That was after I saw the Bilderberger guy, and it was also after I did the video on it. Um, and I was the same thing. I was just outside, and out of nowhere, like I turned around and I saw Bill Gates. I knew it was him, like, because I had done, I knew who he was. So and he had an all green suit on. I mean, he looked like he always just drawn out, and evil, of course. So he had an all green suit. He had this guy who looked like he was about 7 feet. He was a bodyguard. Uh, he looked quite reptilian. Looked like he could possibly be a reptilian person, the being or whatever. Uh, he just looked like he might not be human. Um, and then there was another guy with them who looked like he might be, Zionist. He looked synagogue. He looked Jewish, Khazar, whatever. Then, so he was walking, and I looked and I said, "Oh, Bill Gates," like just like that, like very casual, like just exactly like that. And he heard me. He looked over and he did that same like shit-eating grin that he always does. When he's talking about killing people and poisoning Africans and stuff like that. He did that same exact smirk. Um, and then the reptilian bodyguards must have. He said something to him, and they had a little chuckle. And then they actually went into one of the establishments where I work, actually. Now, I'm not one of those people who lives in this world where I think that everything that happens revolves around me. They did tell me that he had been there before, with Bloomberg actually, but I mean, it was after I had released a video on him. I don't know, but he did show up. I did see him, and yeah. So the videos do have an effect in terms of actually identifying these people. So when you see them, you actually know who they are. Because if you would have seen this guy, the Bilderberg guy, I mean, you would have just been like, whatever. But this man is part of the elites who control, what's going on in the world. Who's going to be your president? Who's going to, what country's going to go bankrupt? What country's going to do this? What country's going to do that? Who's going to go to war? How long the war is going to be? They determine these things there at Bilderberg. So, and to the point of why all these people seem to be, excuse me, forming around where I keep seeing them, is because this particular area that I work is they have a lot of what you would call members only clubs. And what's weird about it is I've seen many people that I've recognized, not many, but I've seen a few people, at least on my hands, that I can count, that I've seen, and some of them I've actually went to school with. And I don't even know if I should say this, but I went over to my parents' house. It was a while back, and my mother had said to me, "Oh, she had given me some reading material that my primary school had sent me," and I was just flipping through it, and I actually saw that Fareed Zakaria, who also works in the interests of Bilderbergs and Rothschilds, and George Soros is his favorite person, was actually on the PTA board or some crazy stuff at the school that I graduated from. And I think it's just funny because if he heard this right now, he'd be pretty surprised to think that somebody who's exposing them all the time actually went to the school that he's currently sending his children to now, which is funny. But anyway, but this particular area that I'm in, I've seen people even I went to school with, and I've also seen Illuminati Freemason Illuminati news reporter, Christine Johnson of CBS 2 New York, who I always put in the video, her and Maurice Dubois from CBS 2, I always put them in the videos that I have. They're usually featured because they're just basically the default Illuminati, when they're gonna say, when they're their mouthpiece. They're basically the spokespeople for the pyramid, all-seeing eye, whole duality world system of Matrix, when they're gonna, give you cleared news that they've already cleared with the White House and the military and all this other stuff, and it goes through the chain of command, and then they coordinate it with the colors that they're gonna do, and they might do the hand gestures, and then they're gonna talk about what rituals, they're gonna do mind control stuff, they're gonna distract you, they're gonna do a whole thing, a whole programming broadcasting within that 30 minutes of just programming. And then, so when I saw her, she was rail thin, and she was going to one of the particular members only clubs, which I'm positive that was where Bill Gates was coming from as well. It seemed like he was walking up the block from the members only club, and I saw her, and I also saw somebody I went to school with, and I'm like, wow, but again, I'm pretty certain that that's where they go to get orders. That's just how I feel. I feel like they go. When I saw her that time, when I saw the news reporter that time, it was like she was going in between the broadcasts. So she had already done the afternoon broadcast, but this was in between the afternoon broadcast and the evening broadcast that she was walking to this place. And when I saw her, she was walking kind of quick. And I'm pretty sure she was going to that members only club. What would you couldn't wait until your day off to go? No, because they had something to tell her. In my humble opinion. So anyway, I want you to know that I am going to do the Bilderberg video, and so expect that soon. But again, you all don't really care about that. You want to be entertained. You want a soap opera. You want to hear about celebrities. You want to hear about all of this stuff. You want a drama. I mean, it's that. But again, these videos have a purpose. So just like I guess the Kardashian and the Kanye West videos have a purpose, so do these. So it's gonna get done, and I'm hoping that I can release it soon. So what else is going on? I'm really at this point, like, I really want to, get serious about like making this like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really maybe do like a podcast. I don't know, something. Like, I need to do more. But the thing is that I don't have a partner network, and the only thing is that like every time I try to deal with the partner network is always like an issue, or I just have a natural distrust of them, and maybe that's just what it is. But I feel like I do need to I need to do a website. Like, I need to do things, and the thing is I already have a domain that's, in my opinion, is really good. I think that the name it's something that's, I don't want to tell everything yet, because even though I have the domain, like, I don't know if I have to trademark this. Like, I don't know, but I'm happy with the domain and everything. But now I have to actually build the website and like have it do what I wanted to do. On top of the fact that like just doing more stuff, and I mean, it's just this whole thing of like working and like trying to decide if I'm going to actually make that step and like making YouTube like that full-time thing. So I'm definitely figuring it out. But I definitely always appreciate the support, like you guys. I don't really do enough like fan appreciation, or excuse me, subscriber appreciation. Like, I don't do things like that, and I don't comment a lot. And I guess the reason why I don't comment on like my own videos, or like I don't interact with a lot of stuff that you guys say, is just because like I usually like to just put it in the videos. Like, you guys ask me a lot of questions, and I just like to put this stuff in the video, and then just you can go from there. But maybe I should just start doing a Q&A thing. I said I was going to do it before, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know how I figure it out. I mean, I guess, do I say put the questions in this video, or do I just do another video saying put the questions in that video, or I don't know. I guess just start putting questions, and then I guess I'll just start, pulling them, I guess, but I definitely want to start doing more stuff on YouTube, in general, So, because I see like a lot of stuff that's going on YouTube, and it's just what's happening. I feel like is people started out on YouTube, at least in like the truth or the realm of the whole thing. Like, people started out doing stuff, like actually like doing videos on stuff, and exposing stuff, blah blah blah. But then it became like, once they started getting like more popularity and like more relevance, they just like, it just became about them, and it's now like a personality thing, and it's all about like the personality of this thing. And that's always what I've tried not to do. It's like always made it about the videos and what it was actually about. And what it was actually about was each topic that was in the video. That's what it's about. That's what the Black channel's about. Like, showing whatever, whatever in this particular thing that I released that week or whatever. So, but I didn't want to make it about me and make it about a show, and then doing this whole, whatever. But again, I don't plan on doing that. I mean, I still want to, just stick to what's happening in the world, and being aware and being conscious of what's going on right now. So, and what's going on right now is, Muhammad Ali died. Everybody's talking about that. And it's what's so interesting about Muhammad Ali is I saw a video by this YouTuber. Her name is Lovely T, and she does like videos. She does a lot of like celebrity stuff, but she's a really good YouTuber because like when you watch her stuff, she does research, like, you know, and I always value research, and I think that's like a huge thing. And she really does her research. It's like she's really like an investigative journalist, if you ask me. I mean, that's what real journalism is about. Um, and so she had a video about Muhammad Ali, and it was about, you know, things that Piers Morgan had said, etc. But she showed a clip of Muhammad Ali. Uh, you know, it was after he refused to go to war and all of this stuff, and he was speaking at a university, and this white guy got up and was like heckling him and all this, and the response Muhammad Ali gave to the guy.
I'm saying you talking about me about some draft, and all of you white boys are breaking your neck to get to Switzerland and Canada and London. I'm not gonna help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm gonna die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm gonna die, you my enemy. My enemy is the white people, not Viet Congs or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
Like when I heard it, I was just like, you know what, like even if he said that today, like in 2016, they would strongly consider putting him down. So for him to say things like this in the 60s and the 70s and all this, like, that is very significant, and also a reason why, you know, I think he ended up the way he did, just in my personal opinion. Just because, you know, when you're black, you know, you're already telling them you're not going to go to war. When you're telling them that, you know, you're not going to fight their enemy because they're your enemy, and all that. And you're saying this at, you know, a synagogue-owned university. You know, you're asking for trouble. You know, you're dealing with people like Malcolm X at the time. Just not, not mainstream enough. You know, definitely not mainstream enough. So, and they couldn't just kill him, because then it would be the ultimate conspiracy. Because then you would have even more, really, you know, I wouldn't say. I mean, Malcolm X was, I would say, like the most revolutionary black leader that we probably had, other than probably Marcus Garvey. But you know, I mean, Muhammad Ali was just too real and too radical. So, but you know, they put out a good show for him, and you know, I think that he was somebody who definitely had the courage to say things that you know, he would be reprimanded, or even though he knew that there were consequences for the things that he would say, he still decided to say that anyway. And that, you know, that's real courage. So but that was really, I wanted to tell you guys just that I was going to do the Bilderberg thing. I can't really think of anything else I really want to. I mean, I did see this whole tunnel thing, in wherever in Europe, that they're doing this satanic stuff. And, you know, at this point now, they're just doing stuff for attention. You know, you know, they know that, you know, people are now like conscious to these type of things, these elements, and they're just doing it now. You know, they don't care. And this is where we're going. You know. Kids or young girls getting killed on off Facebook, off Snapchat. This girl committed suicide after the people put her naked pictures on Snapchat. And you know, I mean, when I was growing up, like when I was that age, we definitely had internet, but it definitely wasn't like we had MySpace, and at that point we did have Facebook, but it wasn't like this. Like, it wasn't this whole videoing thing, you know. It wasn't, and people were still getting exposed online, but I don't know. I mean, I do know one person who killed themselves, and it was actually, she was a lesbian, and she wanted to get, because this was when I was working at the same place I was telling the story about Jay-Z. This was some more of the bizarre stuff that happened at that place, and I was working there, and I met this, and she was working there too, and she was a lesbian, and apparently, and she towards the end they were telling me that one day she fell down and hit her head, and they said that she was really never the same after that. But after towards the end, she was really hostile, and etc. And then one day I came in, and the guy said to me, like, "What did you hear?" No, I was like, What happened?" He's like, "She passed away last night." And I was like, "What?" Like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "What happened?" He goes, "Oh, we don't know." I'm like, "We don't know." And I was like, "We don't know." And that's why. And then I was like, and then I remembered her saying things about how her family had a history of depression, etc. So, come to find out, she apparently wanted to get a sex change into a man, and her own lover or like girlfriend or whatever didn't want her to go through with it because the girl was a lesbian. I mean, the other girl's a lesbian. She wanted vagina. She didn't want she didn't want a man. I guess that was the whole point of her being lesbian, right? So and I guess it like drove her off the edge, and she like literally jumped in front of the train, or sat in front of the train, or did something in front, but died. The train killed her. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just the world is just getting like out of control. Now they're giving all these poor people and homeless people this K2, this synthetic Flocka or whatever they're calling it, spice, and it's just I mean, these people, they want the demons to come in. They're ready for the demon. They're ready to open CERN. And this is why every time I do one of these commentary videos, I always say, like, people think it's corny. Like, people hate God for some reason. Like, people hate Yahweh. Like, they just are just, I don't know. I don't get it. But I guess this is what was prophesied would happen. But this is why I always say, like, you need to be spiritual. Like, you need to understand who Yahweh is. Not Catholic Roman city, because they always say, oh, but like God is like cause all these murders and all this stuff. But that's Catholic city. That's Vatican City. I mean, I just don't. I don't get why people can't see the difference. Like, it's just like, it's exhausting to me. But you know what? I'm not Yahweh Shah. Like, I'm not here to redeem everybody's sins and do all of this stuff. Like, I'm here to just do what my mission is here to do, which I guess is this for right now. And and if you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. I can't be. I'm not the shepherd. I'm not like this person that's like gonna redeem everybody. And I know you all know that I'm not that person either. So, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just wanted to do a short little thing. Well, now it's actually a long little thing, but anyway, I'm going to release the Bilderberg video. Keep watch, keep vigilant, because you never know. You might run into one of these people, and you never know when you might need this information. So, it's good to be vigilant. So anyway, people, until next time, stay in the truth, stay in the Lord.